Good morning, students. Welcome to St. Thomas Bethany Convent School. This is Harshara teacher, and today we are going to learn the noun and the kinds of noun. So, first we will see what is noun. A noun is a word used as the name of a person or place or a thing. For example, Ashoka was a wise king. So, in this, Ashoka is a noun. King is also noun, but we'll see later how it is. Ashoka is the noun over here. I hope you have understood this. Now we'll see the kinds of noun. There are common noun and proper noun. So, a common noun is a name given in a common to every person or a thing of the same class or a kind. And a proper noun is the name of some particular person or place. Then please remember this, proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning, and proper nouns are sometimes used as a common noun. Example, Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare, the greatest dramatist of India. So here in this sentence, Shakespeare is a greatest dramatist, and so that we can say that the Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare of India. Then we'll understand better what is the common noun and the proper noun. See, Sita is a girl. In this sentence, Sita is a proper noun and girl is a common noun. So, as it in the previous sentence, Ashoka was a wise king. So, Ashoka is a proper noun and king is a common noun. So, I hope you have understood this. Now, we'll see the common nouns includes what are called collective nouns and the abstract noun. So first we will see the collective nouns. A collective nouns is the name of a number or collection of a person or a things taken together and spoken of as one whole. For example, a crowd, a collection of a people. An army, a collection of a soldiers. So here a group of people is called the crowd. A group of soldier is called a army. So I hope you have understood what is collective nouns. Now we'll see an abstract noun. An abstract noun is the name of a quality, action or a state considered apart from the object to which it belongs. So here we can say that quality. Quality is goodness, kindness, whiteness. Action is laughter, theft, movement. State, childhood, boyhood, youth. So here we cannot touch the things. Okay, we cannot touch the things. So that it is called the abstract. But we feel it. Goodness we can feel. Kindness we can feel. Laughter we can hear, feel. We cannot touch the laughter. Correct? Theft. The things is thief by theft. Then movement, that movement we cannot touch the movement. Even the childhood we cannot touch the childhood. We can see the child but we cannot touch the childhood, even the boyhood, youth. So that it is called the abstract nouns, and we can even form abstract noun. How? See, abstract noun could be formed from adjective. Suppose kindness is from kind, honesty is from honest. Then from verb also we can form the abstract noun, that is obedience from obey, growth from grow. From common noun like a child, childhood from child, slavery from serfs. So in this way we can form the abstract noun. Okay, so from adjective, from verb and from common noun. This is how we can see what is the abstract noun and what is the common noun. Now we'll see another classification of noun. It's countable and uncountable. So countable nouns are the names of objects, people, etc. that we can count. For example, book we can count, even the pen we can count, 1 pen, 2 pen, 3 pen, like this. And uncountable nouns are names of things that we cannot count. For example, milk. oil, sugar. We can do the measurement in a kilogram or in a milliliter or a liter, but we cannot count like 1, 2, 3. Exactly. Then countable nouns have plural forms while uncountable nouns do not. For example, we can see that books, pens, then notebooks, but we cannot say milks, we say only milks. So this is the major difference between the countable noun and the uncountable noun. So now further we see the noun in gender. So there are four types of gender. One is masculine, second is feminine, third is common, and fourth is neuter. So first we will see the masculine gender. A noun that denote a male animal is said to be of the masculine gender. For example, boy, man, king, etc. And a noun denote a female animal is said to be of the feminine gender. For example, girl, lady, woman, etc. Queen. A noun denote either a male or a female is said to be of the common gender. For example, parent, child, friends, students. That could be a male also and the female also, so that it is a common gender. Then a noun that denote a thing is neither male or nor female. It's said to be of the neuter gender. For example, book, pen, room. So we cannot say he is a pen, he is a book. We say it is a book, it is a pen, it is a room. So for the neuter gender we always use it. Okay. So further we see the noun in number. So a noun that denote one person or thing is said to be in a singular number. For example, boy, girl, cow, etc. It is a singular for the single. And a noun that denotes more than one person or thing is said to be the plural numbers like boys, girls, cows, etc. Then further we see a noun in case. So when a noun or a pronoun is used as the subject of a verb, it is said to be in the nominative case. So when a noun or pronoun is used as the object of a verb, it is said to be in an objective or accusative case. So for example, we'll see this through example. John threw a stone. So in this sentence, a John is the object and it is the answer to the question who threw a stone. So when we want to find out the nominative case, that time we have to ask the question to the sentence for the answer. Who threw a stone? And by who only we can find out the answer of a nominative case, that is the John threw a stone. So we got the answer John. So that the nominative case and the subject of that sentence is the John. Then what did John threw? A stone. So that the stone is the object which John threw. So we can find the objective case in this way. What did John threw? And noun store therefore called object. So that we can find out both the cases in the single sentence, that is nominative case and the objective case. So nominative case is always related to the noun or pronoun of the subject, and objective case is always related to the object. And I think you have remembered that we have seen about the direct object and indirect object last year. So did you remember it? See, a noun hurry. Suppose we'll see that the example, Ram gave a ball to Hari. So Ram is the subject, gave Hari a ball. So here Hari is indirect object and ball is a direct object. Why? Because what is given? Ball. To whom? Hari. So that excuse me. So that we can say that The Ram gave Hari a ball. So a Hari is indirect object. We took the ball from Ram, and ball is a direct object which is given to Hari. So I hope you remember this. Now we'll see the further possessive case. So what is the possessive case? So this is Ram's umbrella. Ram's umbrella, the umbrella belonging to the Ram. So here the form of a noun Ram is changed to Rams to show the ownership of possession. The noun Rams is therefore said to be in a possessive or the genitive case. So the possessive answered the question whose. So in this case we can learn what is the possessive case. So possessive case could be used in a chiefly with the names of a living things. Okay, so most of the time only the living things are taking for the possession. Suppose this is my book, so here the possession. This is Gopal's notebook, so here again the possession. So only for the human beings we are using this kind of case. So we'll just revise all the things once. The nouns. What is the noun? A noun is a word used as the name of a person or place or a thing. And for example, Ashoka was a wise man, and Ashoka is a noun. And then there are first kind, that is common noun and proper noun. Common noun is, suppose we'll see the example, that is Sita is a girl, so Sita is a proper noun and girl is a common noun. Then common nouns include the collective noun and the abstract noun. So collective nouns we can see a crowd, a collection of a people. So in this way we can see the collective noun. But abstract noun only we can feel. We cannot touch or see. That is called the abstract noun. An abstract noun could be a quality, action or a state. Okay. Then abstract noun could be formed by adjective, verb and the noun. And another classification of a noun is countable and uncountable. So which noun we can count, like for example book, pen, etc., that is called the countable noun, and which noun we cannot be count, we can only measure, that nouns are called uncountable noun, like for milk, oil, sugar, etc. And the major difference between countable and uncountable is countable nouns have plural form while the uncountable noun doesn't have. Then a noun in a gender. So there are 4 types of gender: masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender and neuter gender. Masculine is for the male, feminine is for the female, common is for the both male and female, like for example parent, child, etc. And neuter is for neither male and nor female, like for example pen. Okay. And the noun in numbers. So singular and plurals. Singular means only one and plurals mean more than one. Then noun in case. So there are 3 types of case: nominative, objective and possessive. While the nominative and objective case we can find it in a one sentence, like for example John 3 was stoned. So in this sentence John is a subject and stone is the object. Like and in the case of object there are 2 types of object. One is a direct object and another is a indirect object. Suppose for example Hari gave a ball to Ram. So in this case Ram is indirect object and ball is a direct object. Then a third case is possessive case. So possession is for the belong to, the things belong to someone, and it is only used for the human being. Suppose we are asked the question to the thing, that is whose this umbrella. So it is, this is Ram's umbrella. So in this way we have seen the all kinds of nouns and the nouns. I hope all of you have understood, because I have explained it and even summarized it also. So I hope all of you understood it, and I'll provide the PDF file for writing the notes, and you will write it down for the homework and solve the assignment which I'll give you in the WhatsApp. Okay, so thank you students, thank you very much. Stay home, stay blessed. Thank you very much. Stay